Alright guys, so I made a video recently on Ghislaine Maxwell's arrest and I said I would follow up. So today we have some new information both on her bail and the details of her arrest. So I think first just to start off on a, obviously not a funny note but a slightly more humorous note. Her arrest was actually done by a few FBI agents and they went to the door. Well, first they had to knock down the gates to get into the compound. Then they got to the door, and then they knocked and announced their names, and they saw Maxwell trying to run out to another room, trying to hide, and her phone, was wrapped in tinfoil to avoid FBI detection. So I know she's some kind of well-known criminal, but I don't think she's an expert in evading police and FBI agents. Apparently she tried to run out the garden and hide and wait for them to go away. Obviously they didn't, and they eventually arrested her. And now on Tuesday, so yesterday, she had her court hearing where she or her attorneys argued that she was not a flight risk and that she should be granted $4 million bail and for her house in the UK, which the US courts have no jurisdiction over. So it's kind of useless to say you're going to pay $4 million bail and then you're going to protect that by offering your house in the UK that the FBI or prosecutors have no jurisdiction over. And obviously she's a huge flight risk because she had 3 different passports. She still has connections with huge corporations. She somehow is still well connected, and if she obviously it's good. Eventually, she is not granted bail, which is great, which is good. It's only reasonable. But if they did, it'd literally be over for the justice system. It would lose all credibility, all faith that people have in it at the moment, because she's just a blatant flight risk, just plain and simple. And apparently, she offered to pay for her Manhattan hotel room until her trial date in July 2021. But of course, her bail was denied. But just some more details on the whole, compound in New Hampshire, which was named the Hideout, ironically. So apparently, she didn't actually own this compound. So when the FBI agents asked her, whose compound is this? She said, it's not mine, it's somebody else's. And she still has not disclosed her financial dealings yet. So all we have is the whole Deutsche Bank thing and how they helped Epstein with his finances. But what's worrying to me is that it seems like she still has some kind of dirt on powerful people, because some corporation paid for her to live in his house and to hide out in it until the FBI came and got her. Which means there's still people that are trying their best to make sure Ghislaine does not testify, or the trial doesn't continue, which is fucking scary. And I hope the justice system and the Department of Justice is able to carry this out well. But holy shit, guys, she's been a known pedophile, assistant of Jeffrey Epstein since the early conviction in 2008. So, first of all, how are any corporations helping her after Epstein's initial conviction? And why are they helping her after the incredibly high-profile suicide of Epstein when he was in jail, last year? So, clearly, there's some fishy business going on, and we still don't know the link between, the big corporations that were giving her money and paying for her house and whatever that has to do with her and Epstein and the whole sex trade thing. But the scale of this is enormous, and it kind of shows how the rich help the rich. But I don't know if it's that. I think it's probably just mostly them having blackmail and having information on people. We know how Epstein basically just ran Victoria's Secret, and he basically fucking owned the owner because he had information on him, or he had video. We don't know what exactly he had on him, but we certainly know he had some kind of blackmail on him, or at least that's what it seems like, because there's no other reasonable way you can explain what happens. Yeah, so Ghislaine is now been denied bail, and her trial's in 2021. So until then, so we got we have a whole year. We have a whole year. Let's pray that her good old corporate friends that were paying for her mansion and don't really want any secrets to come out don't go into her cell with and then the security cameras stop working because of a glitch, and the security guards fall asleep, and she gets suicide. She commits suicide. Right. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Although I'm not putting too much faith in it. I genuinely think some fucking sketchy shit is gonna go on here, but we'll have to see. A whole year, guys. So it's gonna be quite a while until we understand the full depth of this. We still don't know none of the financial disclosures have been public, even though we do know that she has at least 12 different offshore bank accounts. Like, where the fuck is this money coming from? Nobody knows. Like, there's so much things to discover here, and like, it just shows you how the powerful and the wealthy are able to kind of get away with whatever they want. That's kind of my main issue with the justice system, is that it seems like the wealthy kind of don't adhere to the same laws as the less wealthy, and that's not how a equal meritocracy should work.